Hello, everyone. Dr. Hassaan Tohid here once again with a wonderful session on time management for students, for graduate students, for medical students, for doctors. This is going to be a life changing session. If you listen to me, if you follow what I'm telling you, because today I'll share all the experience that I have acquired over the years with my experience and everything, with the hard work, with the learning, and this is going to be a life changing experience. So, anyone who is watching me for the first time, please do subscribe to this channel so that you can keep watching and enjoying more and more information like this, and you grow and you change your life and you change your future. And comment below with questions. I'll get back to you. I know there will be so many challenging questions, and that's why I'm here. And even till the last moment, I wasn't sure if I will be able to make it today. I was so busy today, so I was not sure, but finally, I'm happy that I made it. Thank you for joining. Thank you. And feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to ask any questions. We are here to help you. We are here to guide you, and I will make sure I answer your questions and concerns, because there was a time when I was on that side. There was a time when I started my career, guys. I was on that side. I was listening to people with wisdom, with experience, who had achieved something in their lives. I was listening to them every day, and I was on that side of the screen. And today I'm on this side of the screen because of the experience and the learning I have acquired, and I have controlled my time. My time is in my hands. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making it up. My time is in my hands. I know how time works. My time is in my control. And that's why I made it today. Because I was in a situation today that I thought I would not be able to make it because of another responsibility. But then I used my time management skills and I made it. The biggest time management skill and secret is learn to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to say no to distractions, to to things that you don't want. So we are going to talk about a lot of important things, and this time management session, this time management training that you are having today, it will not only just help you in your student's life, it will not only just help you in your research writing, it will help you in your residency, it will help you in your professional life, personal life, forever. So whatever you learn today, just apply it. Okay, and feel free to ask questions, because I will answer your questions, and I can see people have started to ask questions, and I'm coming to your question very soon. Let me just send everyone the invite link, and we will talk about this. We'll talk about everything. Don't worry about it. Okay, so how many of you are struggling with time management? When I was in my first year medical school, I didn't know that time management is a study. Time management is a study. One of my ex-classmates, she mentioned that she was going into a time management seminar in a five-star hotel, in a conference room in a five-star hotel. There is a time management seminar. And I said, what? She said, time management. I said, what do you mean? She said, how to manage time. And I was always struggling with time management. I was so impressed with this idea. I said, really, there are classes on time management? And that made me thinking and thinking and thinking. And here I am today, after so many years. Now I know that everything has a course, everything is a study, and people have written books on it. People have written blogs on it. People have created videos and courses on these subjects, and seminars and webinars. So there is nothing in this world that you don't know right now, and somebody is not teaching it already. So whatever area of life you're struggling with, Just study it. Become a lifelong student of that particular thing. If you become a lifelong student of that particular thing, you will become better and better and better at that thing. Whether it's business, whether it's medicine, whether it's research, you become a lifelong student. Like I am a lifelong student of research. Every day I'm learning something about research. And when I read any book on research, every book surprises me. It tells me something I did not know. People, the world thinks I am an expert, but every time I read a book, I find something new. That's why I call myself a student, and I want all of you to consider yourself a lifelong student of research. Consider yourself a lifelong student of medicine. Consider yourself a lifelong student of whatever your specialty is. Consider yourself a lifelong student of time management, life management, because time management is life management. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Why do we need time management? First of all, why do we need time management? So when everyone is ready and you're ready with the questions, feel free to ask questions. I'm going to answer these, and let me make sure everyone has the link. Okay, I think we are all set. I think, yeah, we are all set. Okay. So anyone has any question? I can see one question here that seems to be a very interesting question, and the question is, hi, Dr. Hassaan, hope you hold a live session for PhD assistantship possibility in US universities. Thank you for letting me know about a topic. This is one of my topics for future. I will start working on this video and I'll create it because I will have to study too. As I said, I'm a lifelong student, so I want to make sure that when I create my lecture, I first take notes always. I make sure I have covered everything in my notes, and I go back to the sources. I go back to the books. I talk to my seniors. I talk to my juniors. I talk to my juniors. Yes, I learn from my juniors. I learn from my students. Somebody who is an expert in one field, like for example, somebody who got into family medicine residency, I will talk to those students and I'll talk to them and I'll ask them, what would you say about XYZ? So become a lifelong student. So I will study this subject in more detail. I will create my notes and I'll get back to you, and I'll create a wonderful video for all of you, because all of my videos are very, very comprehensive and very, very detailed, and I dig deeper and I study, and I find that material. So I'll not just sit like I come online just suddenly. No, I'll prepare it, because I want to make sure that you get some value. And after each session, you are a different person. That's what my goal is. So make sure that when you attend my session, take notes. You also take notes, because these notes that I'm sharing with you, this is my 2021 journal, and this is a $1 million journal for me, because I collect all possible information in this journal. If you see this, you will say, this is a serious learner. This guy is a serious learner, and this guy is this book, this journal worth millions. Look at this. Notes, notes, notes. Every page. Studying every day. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm Dr. Hassaan Tohid, as you guys know. Many people are impressed. No secret. No secret. Everyone can do it. Just become a lifelong learner. Take notes, and take notes on each topic in a journal, and keep that journal with you forever. And when 2021 finishes, start working on 2022. And this goes in your library. This will go in your library. So now, time management. Time management. What is time management? Time management is simply life management, guys. Life management. If you are struggling, you feel that I don't have enough time, oh, I don't know where the time went, and you are so confused what to do, what not to do, that means you have serious time management issues. And I had these issues before. I have felt this, I have seen it, so I know what time management problem is. I did not manage my time. I was late to my classes. I was late on friends' occasions. I was late everywhere. I was not on time. I was late on serious occasions. It's okay if you are late on a friend's gathering, nobody cares, right? But if you are getting late on a job interview, if you're getting late at a class time, if you're getting late for residency interview, that means you have serious problem with time management. And the problem is the mind management. That means your mind has a lot of dirt that needs to be cleaned. Today we will clean your mind. Today we will clean your mind, wash all the nastiness, wash all the negativity, wash all the unnecessary things that need to be washed so that you can enjoy life. Because if you can manage your time, that means you can manage your life. If you can manage your time, that means you can control your life. The biggest cause of frustration and anger is when you feel that the life is not in our control. Why are we angry? You know why we human beings are angry? Anyone has studied anger management? That's my field because I am a board certified in addiction treatment. So I know what anger management is and why anger happens. Anger mainly happens because when you feel that you don't have control over your life, when you feel something is out of control, you get angry, you get frustrated. So similarly, when we feel that the time is not in our control, we will be frustrated, we will be angry. It's natural. If you can control your time, you will control your life. If you control your life, you'll control your mood. You will be happy all day long. You will be satisfied, you will be content, you will be peaceful. No worries because you will say, I have my day controlled. Guys, today is the mid of April, right? Today is the mid of April. First 15 days of April, every day I had grabbed it in my hand, controlled it, and today, April 15th, tomorrow 16th, 17th, 18th, I have every day controlled in my hand because I am a lifelong student of time management. Nothing happens. Nothing happens without my control on it. Of course, there are accidents that will happen that are out of your control, so you don't care about that. Something that is not in your control, somebody got sick in your family, some accident happened, some friend got accident, now you have to go to hospital. You had a class, you had something, and you had to cancel it, and now you have to go to a hospital. So that's okay. These things happen. This was not in your control. Or maybe you got injury, you got hurt, uh, you got sick. It can happen. So that's not in your control. What we are talking about is we control what is in our control. So time management is controlling what is in your control. And how much life is in your control? 90%. I would say 90% of your life is in your control, is in your hands. That's why you have these lines. The palmists read these lines, right? On my palm, you see these lines: lifeline, lifeline, heartline, the headline, sorry, the heartline, right? Palmistry. So in palmistry, they read hands. You know what does that mean? And they tell you your future. That means your future is in your hands. So your time is in your hands. 90%, probably more. Some occasional things happen, those are out of your control. But we tend to focus on those things and we say life is not in our control, time management is so difficult. No, 90% is in your control, just control it. And the 10%, you will notice here and there that they don't affect you that much. If you can control 90%. If you can control 90%. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So why do we need time management? To remain happy. And also, remember, time management is important because we all have limited time in this world. We all are going to die. Eventually, everyone who is listening to me, I am here, people who are taking care of this YouTube, everyone, each one of us one day will have to die. That's the harsh reality of this world, right? We all have to die. I won't say harsh reality, I would say beautiful reality, because there is an other life, a beautiful life waiting for us after this life. So it's a beautiful thing, right? We all will go to a better dimension one day. So we have limited time in this world. So we cannot just keep waiting and not doing anything. That's why we need to have control on our time. How much time do you want your kids to be in first grade? How many years do you want them to spend in first grade? 5 years? 7 years? No. You need them to spend 1 year in each class. How long you want you to how long for yourself do you want to graduate as a medical doctor if you're a medical student? 5 years, 6 years, depending upon your medical school. But what about if somebody says that no, I want to become a doctor in 18 years? No, you can't do that. The reason is we don't have time. We all are becoming old really fast, and the death is coming, and we don't know how much time do we have. One of my great classmates, very good, one of the position holders, beautiful person, he passed away a couple of weeks ago because of COVID. He did not live in his he did not go to live in his 60s, 70s, as we all think we will live. We will see our 60s and 70s. There is no guarantee. We don't know if we will see our 60s and 70s. We don't have time. So we have limited time. So we gotta achieve certain things. We gotta do certain things before we die. And why do we need that? Why do we need to achieve it? Because we don't want to live a life of a hyena or a fearful person. We want to live a life of a lion. Remember, it doesn't matter how long you live, it matters how you lived, as Jim Rohn said. It doesn't matter how long you live, what matters is how you lived. You want to live like a lion. You want to live a brave life. You want to live a life of achievements. You don't want to live a life of a failure. In one of my sessions on time management, one of the students asked a very useful question. And the question was that when we all eventually have to die, as you said, then why should I worry about time management? I want to sit on my couch, lay down on my couch and watch movies. Because eventually I have to die. Why should I work hard? Isn't it a very valid question? Isn't it a powerful question? Remember, I told her we have two options: live like a lion or live like a hyena. If you want to sit on a couch and lay down on a couch, watch TV all night long, all day long, you don't want to do anything, first of all, remember, what we think is an easy way turns out to be the hard way, because life will get back to you. How will you take care of your family? How will you take care of, until you live, how will you feed yourself? How will you find shelter for yourself? Right now, maybe you are living and enjoying your parents' house, but one day when your parents die, what will you do? How will you feed yourself? Eventually the responsibility is going to catch you. It's going to come to you. So you cannot just keep lying down, because what you think is the easy way turns out to be the hard way. People think success is difficult. Try failing. Failing is way more difficult than success. Many experts believe that, and that's so true. And the biggest misconception we human beings have, that I can live this life by enjoying, partying, doing picnic, celebrations, and no hard work, and I can remain happy. No, eventually you will be depressed. How long you can watch movies, how long you can have entertainment, how long you can have fun, you will get frustrated. One day you will get depressed, because happiness is not hidden in time wasting. Happiness is hidden in time management. We remain happy when we achieve. We remain happy when we produce. We remain happy. Remember this again. We remain happy when we achieve. We remain happy when we produce. You got to produce something. Like I'm producing this course right now. This is a pure, full, comprehensive course on time management. I'm producing it because it is giving me happiness. We remain happy when we produce. If I watch movie, I will not feel happy. Separate the pleasure with happiness. Pleasure is a temporary thing. You cannot always keep yourself in pleasure. You again need a source of pleasure. And every time, unfortunate reality for pleasure is that every time you need a bigger dose of that pleasure to enjoy, because your mind becomes so habitual of that previous intensity of the pleasure that you don't enjoy it. Let me give you an example. People who do drugs, they do drugs and they have pleasure, right? But now they need a bigger dose to get the same pleasure. Same thing with television, same thing with TV, movies, watching TV shows, watching sports. You need a bigger intensity. If you see a sports game that is always producing the exact same results, same team is winning all the time, same kind of game every day, and your team is continuously winning, you will lose the fun, the enjoyment of winning. You don't like to watch that game anymore. So you need a bigger pleasure. Now you need your team to play something exceptionally well so that you can enjoy again. So enjoyment goes down if the same thing happens again and again. So if you think that you can lay down and just watch movie all day long every day for rest of your life, eventually in a few months, in a maximum in a few years, your mind will be burned out and you will not have fun in watching those movies. Then you will try to find some other activity. You will go outside, you will go around and have some vacation. Okay, you will one day get tired of vacation. Same every day, every day is the same. You go on a beach and you sit and nothing else. You keep repeating the same thing again. So you cannot just waste time. Happiness is hidden in hard work. When you produce something, when you achieve something with hard work, and when your hard work pays off, when you see the results, then you feel happy. Happiness is hidden in accomplishment. We human beings are the creature of accomplishment. If we don't accomplish, we cannot remain happy. And if you don't achieve anything, you are just laying down. What you're doing with yourself, you're killing your self-esteem, you're killing your confidence level. That's why you need achievements, one goal after another, one achievement after another. Once you achieve something, you produce something. Now produce something better, something more difficult, with more hard work, with more challenges, something more challenging. Once you achieve that goal, now set something more challenging. Keep growing, and keep setting challenging goals. And when you achieve that goal, you become at that level. Then you set another goal, you become at that level. You keep growing for the rest of your life, because the happiness is hidden in your growth. If you are not growing, you cannot remain happy. That's why time management is important. Do you understand this now? Because we all gonna die, and we don't want to die like a hyena. We don't want to die like a fearful person. We don't want to die without self-esteem. We don't want to die without confidence. And we don't want to die by leaving an example that, oh, what a useless person, always watched TV all of his life, did nothing for humanity, nothing for mankind. Do you want this kind of reputation? Do you want to be remembered like this? Remember, Alfred Nobel. Everyone knows Alfred Nobel, the founder of the Nobel Prize. Do you know he invented dynamite? He invented dynamite. And one day, he read in a newspaper a false news about his own death. Somebody misinformed the newspaper that this guy has died. So he saw his own death news in the newspaper. And you know what the news said? The merchant of death, Alfred Nobel, passed away. When he read that, he said, that means when I will die, the world will remember me like this. I don't want to be remembered like this. Although he was doing achievements, but he said, I don't want to remember, I don't want to be remembered like this. I want a different legacy. And then he started working towards this Nobel Prize. And now we don't even know he invented dynamite. We all know him because of the Nobel Prize. It matters how you will be remembered. Our subconscious mind, our inner self wants to be remembered, to be acknowledged. Laying on sofa, sleeping all day long, watching TV, wasting time watching sports is not gonna give you that accomplishment. It's not gonna give you that fulfillment that your inner self is looking for. Our inner self is looking for that fulfillment. Our inner self wants to have a bigger self-esteem. Our inner self wants to have bigger confidence. Our inner self wants to be recognized. And it all happens because of hard working and achievement. And we all have limited time. So we cannot afford to waste time. We don't want to die without achievements. And we all have been given some task by nature to achieve before we die. We are not here to have fun. We gotta achieve certain things. We gotta set some goals and targets, some goals that can help somebody, that can serve people. How many people have you served? How many people have you helped? That's what we are here for. So now, the number one rule of time management is setting goals. Set goals for your life. Set goals for your life. If you are not setting goals for your life, you're wasting your life. You're wasting your time. Remember, we all are heading somewhere because time is running. Time is flying. Not even running, time is flying. So I will be 1 year older next year. I'll be 5 year older after 5 years. So time is flying. I cannot remain what I am today. Time is taking me somewhere. So I will be somewhere automatically. So should I leave my life on autopilot? No, we cannot leave our life on autopilot. We gotta set goals. Remember, some expert said, I don't know who said that. I heard Brian Tracy saying that, but I don't remember exactly whose words are these. Are these Brian Tracy's words or are these somebody else's words? He said that success is goals. That's it. Success is goals, and everything else is commentary. Everything else is commentary. Success is goals. That's it. If you have goals, you are successful. If you don't have goals, you're not successful. Only less than 5% people, according to an estimate, only less than 5% people have goals. And only 3% or less percent people write down their goals. And those are the top 3% people of the world. Are you writing your goals down? What are your goals? What are your long-term goals 5 years down the line? And what are your short-term goals? What do you want to achieve this month? What do you want to achieve at the end of this year? How many publications do you want to have at the end of this year? How many publications do you want to have after 2 years? How many courses would you take by the end of this year? How big would be your CV by the end of this year? What are you going to achieve? So goals are really important. Please, for God's sake, set goals. And goals are not like, I have seen people, you ask them, do you have goals? Yes, I have goals. What is your goal? Let me tell you. One of my goals is this. One of my goals is that, I want to have this goal. These are just wishes. My question is, where is the written goal list? Do you have written goal list? I say no. Then you don't have goals. Goals must be written. Otherwise, they are wishes. Guys, I used to think about so many ideas and so many dreams I had, never achieved them initially because I always had them in my mind. But the day I started writing them down, and writing them down every day, sounds crazy, but that's true because you give the message to your mind to remain focused towards your goal. You don't forget it then. It's always in your mind. You never forget it. You never ever forget it then. So that's why writing goals is so important. So remember goal setting. And how do we go do goal setting? I'll do a session on goal setting, complete session, where we will discuss everything how goals should be set. But right now, I'm just letting you know, write down your goals. That means what you want to achieve in your personal life, in your professional life, in your family life. Every aspect, every area of your life should have written goals. Health, how much do you want to weigh at the end of this year? Relationships, if you have already found your life partner, that's wonderful. If not, what kind of life partner do you want? Write it down. Write it down. Write your ideal person down, what you want to find, and start the journey of goal setting, and you will see you will find that kind of person. Then, so health, relationship, and then spirituality. What do you want to achieve in spirituality with your religion, whatever religion you belong to? Career, what do you want to achieve with your career? Because success is not just career. If you are successful in your career but you're a failure in your personal life, if you're a failure at your home, if you're a failure in with your relationships, you are a failure. If you are a failure with your health, you are a failure. Health, relationship, spirituality, career, finance. Are you taking care of your finances? Personality. Do you groom every day? Do you look good every day? Knowledge. Did you read anything today? How much knowledge do you want? How many books do you want to read at the end by the end of this year? So you gotta write the list of these goals down in a journal and keep writing them down almost every day. Can you do that? That's how you control time, because now you have a written list of the things you want to achieve. Now, how do you want to achieve? You want to make sure you have a deadline next to it. When you have a deadline, you're giving a subconscious message to your mind, you're pressurizing yourself, and you will work hard to achieve that goal before deadline. And you will notice that at the end of the year, you will have automatically achieved 80% of your goals just by writing it down. Just by writing it down, you will see 80% of your tasks are achieved. And if you have 80% of your task achieved at the end of the year, that means 80% of your life and your time is in your hand. That's all. Time management doesn't mean to watch your clock all the time, or your watch the or watch your watch all the time. That doesn't mean time management does not mean that you're looking at the clock or timer or the watch all the time. Time management actually means, did you achieve the list that you completed? So most people don't know that you should have a list, your daily list, your weekly list. If you are a student, you have to complete a task. Write down that by the end of this weekend, this task should be completed, and you write it down every day when you wake up. And you will see it will be automatically achieved by the end of the week, because you are remembering the task by writing it down every day. And by writing it down, you're giving a message to your brain, and you are involving your different senses: sense of touch, sense of vision, and you repeat it, sense of hearing. You're involving multiple senses, so you will achieve that goal. That's how things are done. That's how things are completed. That's how the Western world works, guys. Do you know that? People learn time management all the time over here now. People understand the importance of time management. They take classes, they take courses, and they understand that the most important component is the goal setting. You set a goal, you set a list of the goals with a deadline, and just keep writing it down. Don't do anything else. Just keep writing it down, and you will see 80% will automatically be achieved. And if you are super fast, you're super focused, you are crazy like me, 95 to 100% of your things will be achieved. 95 to 100% of your things will be achieved. Those that you wanted to. Remember, you should have your daily task list. You should have your weekly task. You should have your monthly tasks. You should have your 6-month task. You should have your yearly task, and you should have your 5 months task. As the great Jim Rohn says, never start a day before having it finished. Never start a year before having it finished. That means when you start a year, you should have your written plan of your year. What do you want to achieve? That's it. If you just spend 15 to 20 minutes writing down the plan of your year, you will have such a clarity and peace of mind. You know what exactly you want to do. And every morning you just revise it and you rewrite it. And now start working on that day. You will see your life and time and your whole personality will be in your hands. You will never be controlled by the circumstances, but you will control the circumstances just by writing it down. Your yearly goals, then your monthly goals, then the difficult one is your weekly goals, and the most difficult one is the daily goals. If a goal is a bigger one, very difficult, can you divide into daily goals? For example, if you're working, preparing for step 1 USMLE, if you're preparing for step 1 USMLE, your daily goal should be read 30 to 40 pages every day. That's it. That's your daily goal. Write it down and just work on it, and don't do anything else until that task is done. Everything else will be secondary. So remember, your list of the goals that you will make will be according to the priorities. How do you set priorities? The one with the greatest amount of consequences is your number one priority. What do we mean by that? That if you don't do that thing, that will have the greatest consequence on your life. Something that has the greatest consequence on your life should be your number one priority. So if you are a student preparing for USMLEs, for example, then reading 30 pages minimum and maximum 40 pages a day should be your daily goal. Everything else is secondary. Now, let's say you have to do laundry. Yes, write it down. If you have time, you do it. If you don't do it, nothing will happen because there are no consequences. You can do it tomorrow. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, you can just put your everything, your clothes into the washing machine, and you can do that. But if you miss that today, it will not have any impact. But if you miss reading 30, 40 pages a day of first aid, you have messed up. Because that will have the greatest consequence on your life. So always make a list of your goals, yearly goals, according to the importance. And how do you decide the importance and the priority? By the consequence. Which of these actions has the highest consequence on my life? If I don't do it, so your list will be made according to that. Then your monthly list will be made according to that. When I start my year, on the first page of my journal, this is a separate journal. This is not my goal journal. This is my ideas journal. See, time management. This is my ideas journal. So I'm showing you I have two journals. I keep two journals. I used to carry one journal before, but with time, I learned to carry two journals. Now I have two journals. One is the wisdom I fill, and one is my plan, the goal list and my daily plan. So the first page, I always write, I get a 2021 journal for my goals, and the first page will have my 2021 goals. First 1 or 2 pages, depending upon how many goals I have to achieve. And then I will give them numbers. First of all, I'll write down all the ideas I can get, that what do I have to achieve this year. And according to the importance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which one is the most important? I call it A or 1. Usually I call it 1. Experts say call it A because they have ABCDE method, but it's up to you, whatever suits you. I like 1, 2. I like numbers. So when I give the list numbers, I perform better. That's my personality. If ABCD suits you better, then do it like that. So whatever is the most important goes number 1. Like for example, let me give you an example. 2021 started. I wrote down my list in my journal. One of my lists was tax returns. 2020's tax returns. I have to file tax returns, and it was in the list, but I gave it number 1. That was my number 1 priority. You know why? Because in the US, if you forget to pay your tax returns, you could be in extremely serious trouble with the law. So that was my number 1. Tax returns are my number 1 priority. My second goal was that, okay, my health goals, what are the health appointments I have to do this year? My body weight. I set a target to lose some pounds this year. So I'm still working on it. And I have this as my second goal, because if I'm healthy, I'll perform better. I'll perform faster. I'll be happier. So that's my second list. So XYZ. Then the family goals. What do I have to do? Where I have to take my family? All those things. But the family vacations, they are in my goal list. Of course, always. My family vacations are always in my list. When I write my list on December 30th or 31st for the next year, I always have that list, but vacations are my last priority. Because if we don't do vacation, nothing will happen. Nobody will die. Nobody will be in trouble. COVID vaccine was in my list this year. In my 2021 list, when I was making the list December 2020, I wrote it down. COVID vaccine. I gotta be vaccinated. And I got it in March. February was my first dose. March was my second dose. I wrote it down. And when I did it, I crossed it. It feels so good when you cross it. Feels accomplishment, the feeling of accomplishment. You feel accomplished. You feel successful. You feel you have done something. Okay, now there's a question. Should we make separate lists for professional and personal life? Yes, you can. But usually, as I said, when I write my yearly goal, I write everything, whatever comes to my mind, and I sit with my wife and I say, what do we want to do this year? Any ideas? What special thing do you want to do? You want any construction in the house? She says, okay, we want to do this. Okay, write it down. Okay. Any vacations? Okay, yes, we want to do these 2 vacations. Okay, that's in the list. Anything doctor related you want this year? Oh, we want vaccinated. Okay, yes, vaccine will be here, so we need to vaccinate. So get somebody trustworthy. And make a list with that person. And now let's say you're applying for US residency. Your biggest goal is September 15th. Get ERAS token and complete my application by September 15th. Step 2 is left, or OET is left. That should be your A or B task. It's an extremely big task. Everything else is secondary. Research paper, if you have done everything, research paper is not done, that's your number 8 task. That should be your number 1 task to become a published author this year. So I write down the list, and some are personal, some are professional. Everything is together, and for the yearly goal. But for my daily goal, Sohail, I'm talking to you now. For my daily goal, I keep the list separate. Health, with a heading of health, relationship, spirituality, career, finance, and personality and knowledge. Then I have seven things: health, relationship, spirituality, career, finance, personality, knowledge. And I train my clients for my counseling patients. I give them the list. Always remember: health, relationship, spirituality, career, finance, personality, knowledge. How much weight carry fourth or fifth author? Okay, so you're asking an out of topic question, but I will still say it does make a difference. Everything on your CV will make a difference. Of course, first author paper will have huge impact. It will be bigger than fourth or fifth author, but fourth or fifth author will also be worthy. I would say 10 points for, let's say 20 points for first author paper, but 2 or 3 points for fifth author, sixth author paper. There's still some points, right? But of course, if you don't have any first author paper and you just have fourth and fifth author papers, then you are putting a question mark on yourself. The employers may think that you got these publications because of your friends. Be careful. Okay, then ABCDE tasks. A task, always your list should be, this is an ABCDE method. This is called ABCDE method. A tasks are the most important task. B are the second most important task. C are the one that have less consequences if you miss it. D are the tasks that you can delegate, give it to somebody else. Like for example, this lawn mowing. You see the lawn behind me? Do you think I cut this lawn? Do you think I cut this? No, I don't have time. I delegated it to somebody else. We have a gardener who comes here. I could have done it. I can do it. I can enjoy, it will be a good exercise. I can enjoy, but I don't have time. And we have limited time. And I want to get it done. So I delegated it. I hired somebody, a gardener, to do it for me. Similarly, there are certain tasks that you delegate. For example, your CV and your personal statement, you can delegate the editing to a professional proofreader and an editor. Once you are done with it, to make it better, to make it Americanized, you can delegate it. Will save your time. You will be paying some money, but you're buying time. What is more important, money or time? Time. You buy time by paying somebody to do something for you. A person with no vision will say, "Oh, you are throwing your money. You can do your gardening on your own." I'm buying time from this gardener. The hour he spends here, I have bought this time now. I have an hour to conduct this lecture. Sometimes we have more things under number one. Yes, that's very true. Now, how do we handle it? A1, A2, A3, A4, or 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. So one will still be of multiple kinds. You will still have to think about the priority, which one is the most important one. Because you cannot do two things at a time. You shouldn't. You will mess everything up. So now, if let's say you have three tasks and three are equally important, still just choose 1A, 1B, 1C. Give any one of those if all three are of equal importance. 1B, 1C, 1D. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Four tasks of equal importance. You call it 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. And any of those randomly, and you start working on 1A. Don't come to 1B until 1A is done. If 1A is done the same day, wonderful. Then you come to 1B. If you don't, then you come to the 1B next day. It's okay. Because once these four things are done, everything else is so tiny, it will not waste any time. You will probably notice that those things were like 1 minute or 2 minute tasks. That's it. So your 1A is your research paper, and 1B is your OET if it's left. So you know now both are equally important. So how do you handle it? One thing at a time. You set a date for OET, and at the same time you keep working on your research paper. You give 1 or 2 days to your paper and rest of the days for OET preparation. Nothing else. Nothing else until both one task are done. And when your OET is near for next and only 2 weeks are left, stop everything else. Stop your paper for now. That's how you manage life. That's how you manage time. ABCDE method is really powerful. So D for delegation and E for, what was E? What was E? Elimination. You eliminate certain tasks. At the end of a week, or at the end of a month, I I look at my list and I see certain tasks I haven't done, and I notice I don't need to do them anymore. They are useless. I throw them away. You eliminate certain tasks. There were certain tasks that were very important for me in 2014, but when I see my 2014 journal, I now laugh at myself. I really wanted to do that. They are eliminated now. They're gone. You grow. So certain tasks are totally useless. I wanted to work on a documentary. I'm telling you now. I wanted to work on a documentary on mental health disorders that used to be in my list. But I always said I'll do it one day. It is not that of a consequence. It's one of my goals, but not enough of a consequence. Now when I look at it, I don't want to do it. I eliminated it. I said, I know I don't want to do documentary. I don't want to come into the movie making world. I'm happy with what I am. I don't. It doesn't excite me anymore. It used to excite me at that time. So when you grow, your passion changes, your goals change a little bit. So it's okay. Some modifications. And I'm telling you, in your list, if you complete 80% of your goals, you are extremely successful. Don't put yourself down that I could not complete all of my goals. Remember, you could not do anything before. You could not achieve anything before. Now you're completing 80% of your goals. Isn't it a huge success? Isn't it a huge difference in your life? Think of it this way, that before learning to write goals down, before learning to do goal setting, you did not achieve anything before. Probably one thing a year, but now you are achieving 70 or I would say 52 things out of 60 things that you wrote down, or 40 things out of 50 things you wrote down, 80% of your goals. And the previous year you just achieved one thing a year. If you ask me, my life, now listen to me. Before learning to write goal setting, I had zero achievement every year. Next year, the very next year, I achieved 80% of my goals, probably more than that. The following year, I achieved 90% of my goals. And my achievements in next 2 years were way more than my whole life's achievements. And I was like, oh my God, I wasted my life. What could I have become today had I been doing this goal setting for rest of my life? For since the day one of my life. Why didn't anyone teach me this? They never taught you this in school. You never learned this in your home. You learned this in personal development and psychology. So I wish I knew this before. So I felt so bad, but everything happens for a reason. So my next 10 to 12 years achievements are more than an ordinary person's whole life achievements. Now people say, how can this guy achieve so much? How can this guy have 60 publications, a book chapters, book as an editor, TED Talks, couple of TED Talks? How can he do that? How did he achieve so much that we all achieved in all of our life? The thing is, the secret is I learned goal setting and I was achieving every year for 80% of my goals. Unfortunately, ordinary person, for all of his life, his goals are lesser than my 1 year's goals. That's what a goal setter is. So the moment you start writing goals, you will notice more ideas. I now suggest you to do one thing. Try to write 100 goals every year. 100 goals. And see how many you can achieve at the end of the year. If you achieve 100 goals, you will be 20 years ahead than what you were today. 100 goals. Can you do that? If not 100, can you do 50 for me? You will be 10 years ahead of an average person. Because An average successful, I'm talking about a successful person. An average successful person probably achieves 10 things a year. But a super successful person achieves 40 to 50 things a year. So if you can make a list of 50 things that you want to achieve this year, you will be way ahead, 5 years ahead than a successful person. Do you understand the point? That's why I achieved so much more than other people, because I wrote more goals. That's it. And because I wrote all those goals on paper, I knew 80% will automatically be achieved because I wrote them down. I'm telling you the biggest secret of my life, how I became successful, writing my goals down. Many people ask me, how you achieve so much? Writing my goals down. And second secret is, I often discuss that, you become what you think about all day long. I learned this secret that whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to become 10, 20 years down the line, start thinking about it all day long, every day. No other thought should come to your mind. That was the greatest secret of my life. And goal setting helps you keeping your thoughts in control. Actually, this all goal setting exercise is an exercise to control your thoughts. You think about your future all day long and you become that person. We become what we think about all day long. We become what we think about. I didn't know actually what it means. We become what we think about. I thought, okay, I want to be this. I want to be known as a psychology guy, as a neuroscientist, as a neuroscience guy. I wanted to be always like this, but I didn't know things were not changing. Then I understood when I studied this again and again. We become what we think about. I was missing the last part. We become what we think about all day long. This changed my life forever. I was missing the last part. We become what we think about all day long, because I was not thinking about it all day long. When I started doing it, I become that person automatically. And I delivered 2 TED Talks on neuroscience. Everyone knows that, right? All of you know this. I wrote my research articles on neuroscience. People listen to me when I talk about psychology subjects, like today, life-changing psychology, mind psychology. When I talk about it, people listen to me. I used to think about it all day long. How can I become that kind of person where people listen to me when I talk about this subject? I envisioned this today's lecture a few years back, so many years ago. All day long, I was thinking one day I'll be talking about these things. People will be listening to me on YouTube. I envisioned that. People will be listening to me on live, audience will be listening to me. I'll be changing people's lives. And I'll be receiving messages that your lecture changed my life. And I get these messages too often. I feel so good that I used to think about it, that one day I will receive messages where people will say, your lecture changed my life. Nothing can be peaceful and happier. Nothing can make you peaceful and happier than receiving a message from person you don't know who says that your lecture changed my life. Guys, what are you doing? Wasting your life. Your patients should come to you one day, say, you changed my life. You saved my life. You saved my father's life. You changed my life by saving my father's life. Think of it. You need to think of it all day long, that you will be receiving these kind of testimonials from people. Okay, now set an alarm and a schedule and a reminder in your cell phone. Besides writing it down on your computer, on your email, on your cell phone. And if you can have a virtual assistant. And by the way, nowadays we have Alexa. One of my friends, he schedules one of my friends, you know how he schedules his day every day? He wakes up in the morning, he has his written list. He's like me. So he has written list and everything, and he talks to Alexa. Alexa, 12 p.m., remind me about my appointment. 1 p.m., remind me of this. 2 p.m., remind me of this. 5 p.m., remind me of this. 10 p.m., remind me of this. and then Alexa reminds him. So instead of setting an alarm, you can buy Alexa device. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you guys heard about it? Google or Alexa. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. There is a device called Alexa. You can schedule your day in Alexa rather than scheduling on your cell phone. It will remind you if you have. Okay, very good. So you guys know this. Okay, so use Alexa, buy Alexa or Google, or if cell phone works for you, that's wonderful. I haven't tried Alexa, but I'm thinking about it, because if I do that, I will have a virtual assistant all the time with me. Besides my cell phone, it will be reminding me that Thursday 3 p.m., half an hour before, it will remind me you have a lecture live session with your students. Tuesday 10:30 a.m., you have a live session. Go. So I think I'm thinking to get it. It will help me. I will not miss the class schedule. So you will not miss the deadlines, the times, if you have technology helping you all the time. So my cell phone usually reminds me, gives me the alarm, but on top of it, if you have Alexa or Google, that will help you. I'm not marketing Alexa or Google. You can do Echo Dot. Echo Dot is another device, I guess. Yeah, planner apps. Many people use planner apps. I haven't tried it. Is it really good? Then I'll try it. But for me, my handwritten list is the best. So, guys, if you live this kind of life, do you think residency directors will be impressed? Absolutely. Will you have a lot of things to talk about in the interviews? Absolutely. Will you have a lot of things to market yourself in the interviews? Absolutely. Probably residency directors will not be writing their goals down every day. They will be highly impressed at what kind of magical person was that. If they say, "What? Tell me more about yourself," you say, "I am a passionate person who has interest in internal medicine. I want to serve and help people. And what is unique about me? I am a very organized person. I plan my day every day, and I write my goals down every day. And I believe that probably I'm the only person today who writes his goal down every day." And they will remember you for the rest of your life and rest of their lives. So what an interesting person. Don't be arrogant. Don't say, I mean, I was just saying it for fun, that probably I'm the only one. No, this sounds arrogant. Okay, don't do that. Say it in a nice way. That I write my goals every day, and I have a list of my goals every day, and this is my list, and that's what makes me unique. Don't put others down. No, no, no. Don't do that. Okay, I was saying it as a joke. So if you do that, imagine imagine the image you are creating in front of the residency director. Many people say, "I could not make an impact in the residency interviews." You had a chance. When they ask you, "Tell me about yourself," every interview starts like this, right? "Tell me about yourself." And you could not tell anything that is unique about yourself. You could have said, "I write my goals every day. I have a written list of my tasks. I'm so organized. I have a list of my plans and goals until the end of this year, and I do it every day. That makes me apart. And when I will start my residency, I will be as organized as I am, and I'll be making sure nothing gets undone." Did you ever imagine introducing yourself like this? Now, track your time. Where does your time go? Write it down every day. Where does your time go? How much time do you waste on Facebook? How much time you waste on YouTube? If you're wasting time listening to music and watching movies on YouTube, watch these kind of lectures on YouTube. Did you ever search how to be successful on YouTube? How to be successful? Time management, life management, interview preparation, US residency interview preparation. Did you ever search this on YouTube? Did you watch my lecture on interview preparation for US residency? You don't even know I have a lecture on that. You did not even go and see the list of my lectures. They could have changed your life. and other people's lectures. There's so many other people who are changing people's lives. You could have, just if you just watch one video on personal development for next 6 months, you will be, next 5 months, you will be a hero. Now, by the way, only 5 months left today. Remember, only 5 months left in residency match application, September 15th. Remember, 5 months. 1 month has passed since the residency result came for the match. Can you imagine how fast the time is flying? Yesterday, I was congratulating everyone who matched, and now 1 month has passed, only 5 more months left. Are you watching videos on how to ace US residency interview? Did you make a list of the questions that will be asked? Did you start practicing? Wasting time? Learn time management. You will not waste your time if you learn time management. After today, especially, you will not waste time. So track your time. How much time do you waste on social media? Track your time. Social media should only be used for educational purposes, for personal development lectures, research lectures, personal development, and interview preparation. Right now, 5 months interview preparation. You should be watching just videos on residency interviews. Plenty of videos by so many experts around the world. Not just me. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Dr. Conrad Fisher. Did you get a chance to watch Dr. Conrad Fisher's lectures on residency interviews? Why are you not watching it every day? You should be taking notes. Guy is a gem. He's a blessing for medical students. And he's sharing his wisdom, his experience in his YouTube videos, and you guys are not watching it. You're wasting time listening to music. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time. We have only 5 months left. Every single day is important. So you can save time by making a list of not to do things. No more social media entertainment. Social media only for educational purposes. At certain time, this time, just before going to bed or after waking up, I'll watch videos, educational videos on how to match, how to score higher on USMLEs, how to pass OET, how to perform well on OET, how to complete my research paper. For research paper, you have my videos. All the videos. Did you watch all of my videos? Did you watch 170 plus videos that we have given to you on your account? Wasting time? Don't waste time. Learn. Every video you watch makes you something that you were not before. So you become better. You add diamonds to your personality that were not there before, that are only visible during the interview, that are not even visible on the CV. When you learn something and you don't have a certificate to show, remember, it's not wasted. It is not visible on your CV, but it is visible during the interview. Knowledge does not remain hidden. Knowledge does not remain hidden. Everyone has 24 hours, right? So how come some people achieve, some people don't? And how many hours do we sleep? 8 hours. So we have 16 hours a day, right? If we sleep 8 hours a day, we have 16 hours. No, we don't have 16 hours. This is the biggest misconception. If you're working full time, then 8 hours of job, right? 8 hours of job, 8 hours of sleep. Now only 8 hours left. Only 8 hours left. Now, again, you do not just directly press a button or say 1, 2, 3 and you go to your job. No, that you do this and you are sitting at your job. No, you have to drive. You have to drive through the traffic, through the freeway, and then you go to your job. All those who are working and preparing for USMLEs or writing their research papers. Now I'm talking to you all. Listen to me, this is very important. Do you automatically just wake up and you just say 1, 2, 3 and you are all set? No, you have to take shower. You have to do breakfast. You have to groom. You have to get ready. Then you have to go into your car. Then you have to drive. You go and reach the place where you wanted to be. So always set 2 hours extra. Half an hour for commuting, half an hour for coming back, going to the job, and half an hour coming back. 9 hours, half an hour for lunch or 1 hour here and there. So I would say 11 hours at job. usually is spent if you are working full time. 11 hours at job, 8 hours of sleep, 19 hours. Now how many hours left? 5 more hours. Now 1 hour here and there, getting ready, getting back to your life again, taking shower and getting fresh again and having dinner. Now you have only 4 hours left every day. Only 4 hours left. And now you think you can watch movie? You have only 4 hours left. 1 hour for family. Only 3 hours left. It should be used wisely. Only 3 hours a day. And what if now you have to do laundry? You have to do groceries. Did you ever imagine how much limited time we have? Did you ever calculate time like this? First of all, calculate time like this. You have only 4 hours a day. If you are working full time, you have only 4 hours a day. If you are a full-time mother, you are not working at a job, you still have only 4 hours a day, because your responsibilities of cleaning the house, lunch, dinner, looking after the kids, you still have 4 hours. 3 hours to study for usmle, or if you're preparing for your research article, 3 hours. Why are you wasting time? Divide time like this. You have only 4 hours each day to do certain things. Half an hour for videos on residency interview preparation, or how to make yourself more competitive for residency, those kind of videos. Join all those channels. Subscribe to those channels, watch them. And remember, bucket philosophy for time management. Bucket. You know, if you have a bucket, this is a bucket philosophy for time management. If you have a bucket, let's say this is a bucket, and I have some rocks and I have some pebbles, or I would say sand. So now my question is, if I pour this sand or these pebbles to the top, and if I fill this whole bag with sand or pebbles, and then I try to pour these rocks, can I put these rocks in there? Do I have any space left for the rocks? No. But if I first fill the rocks, now I start pouring sand, can I still fill the sand in? Absolutely, because the sand will find its way. Sand will find its way here and there, because the rocks had some space. And when you pour sand, the bucket or the bag will be filled. Let's say bucket. Let's say it was a bucket. Let me draw it. Okay, let me draw it. Okay. Okay, now look at this. This is a bucket. Let's say this is a bucket, and these are rocks, and these are pebbles or sand. If I pour these rocks first, and now I try to insert these pebbles or sand, will these make space? Absolutely. But if I first fill these and I try to pour these rocks in it here now, it will not be able to make it. This is exactly true for time management. Fill your bigger task first. Do your bigger task first. Do your bigger task first. Sand and pebbles will automatically make their way. Bigger task first, smaller task after. If you do the other way around, you will have no time left for the bigger task. But if you do the bigger task first and you do the smaller task later, they will find a way. And let's say now you run out of time to do small things, you will notice that they are not of that serious consequence, will not affect your life. You can do it tomorrow. But the bigger tasks need to be done today, should be done today. So remember the bucket philosophy. You need to do it today. Don't waste time in gossiping. Meeting with people, you have only 5 months left. Cancel all the parties. And for all my Muslim students, you have Ramadan. I know you will have Eid coming up, guys. Don't waste time. You have two Eids coming up, right? One in May and then the other one in July. Guys, you don't have time to celebrate Eid. Do it next year. You have only 5 months. And I know how people do it on Eid. They will waste their whole week on Eid. Don't do that. You don't have time. You know, Elon Musk, his meetings are 5 minutes. He has a 5-minute rule. He meets with people just for 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, they just talk about everything important and then they leave. Why are you wasting hours and hours sitting at somebody's house or people sitting at your home on Eid days and wasting time gossiping? Okay, if you cannot leave Eid just one day, that's it. But nowadays we have COVID, right? If you're vaccinated, okay, go ahead, do that. Just celebrate one day, but that's enough. For God's sake, you don't have time. You don't have time. Take it seriously. It's about your life. Stop hanging with losers. Stop hanging out with losers. Don't spend time with losers. Spend time with educated, nice people who teach you time management, who teach you career, who teach you success, who teach you how to be valuable, who teach you how to get into residency, who change your personality, who challenge you, who make you better. Remember, you are an average of 5 people you spend time with. Your bank account is an average of the 5 people you spend time with. Your body weight is the average of 5 people you spend time with. If you have all 5 friends who are overweight and who eat a lot, you will be overweight. If you have all 5 people who are in debt, who have wrong finances managed badly, your finances will be managed badly. If you have 5 people who are not focused towards their career, you will not be focused towards your career. If you have 5 close people around you who are always talking about movies, you will be always talking about movies. Although you should always be thinking about your career all day long. You got to find people who are talking about career all day long. If you don't have those people, become that person and stay away from the rest of the world. Watch these movies, these videos, these kind of videos. Make these kind of friends from these videos, the coaches, the success coaches, as your friends, until you find those friends who are talking about career all day long. Don't waste time. And last thing, be organized. Write everything down, plan everything down, organize. If you have organized life, you will save a lot of time. Your room should be organized, your mind should be organized, everything should be written, everything should be organized around you, because people who are organized, they save time. That's it for today. Thank you, guys. Thank you for a wonderful time management session, and I hope this session will make something good out of it, and you guys will apply this, because if you don't apply it, if you don't follow it, it is all wasted. Apply it. Change your life, change your career. Apply it. Don't waste this knowledge. Now, does anyone have any question before I leave? Thank you, Hira. Thanks a lot. Anyone has, Hiam, thank you, Huma. Anyone has any question? Ishan? Nobody has any question? Okay, I think we are done. And the video is stopped as well. Now it's back. Okay, thank you. Nobody has any question. That's wonderful. Thank you. And if you have any question, anything that is bothering you, anything that is stopping you from managing your time, just text me. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. See you then Tuesday with another interesting session on research or something very useful. See you soon. Thank you.